Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So could we be on the verge of a price hike for all the current gen consoles? And it looks like MultiVersus may be smashing the competition. We have those topics and more to cover, but before we get started, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so we can keep you up to date with all the latest gaming news. And don't forget that we are giving away that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition throughout the month of August. You can find the link to that in the description below. Now let's get started. First, we previously covered how investors asked Sony if the PS5 was going to get a price increase, and Sony pretty much gave a no answer. Well, Bloomberg has done a good write-up on just how bad the situation is with all consoles. Now, one of the major issues that could cause these consoles to go up in price has to do with scalping. The article here says the consensus among analysts is that the current business model is unsustainable and overdue for a revision. Part of the problem is a growing arbitrage market that sees people buying consoles in Japan and selling them overseas, exacerbating difficulties for companies already beset by supply chain and logistic challenges. Sony's PlayStation 5 is jokingly referred to as a financial asset in its home country, something one buys to resell at a profit rather than to play games on. Now, another issue has to do with the exchange rate between the dollar and the yen. Traditionally, 100 yen would equal about $1, and that would fluctuate some. But when I checked today, 100 yen was only worth about 75 cents. Now, this article explains this issue. As the yen softens, every console sold in Japan becomes less lucrative for its maker because manufacturing costs are denominated in US dollars. And the final push toward more realistic pricing may come from the flipping of consoles on resale markets. Emboldened by a 21% fall in the yen over the past year, scalpers and opportunistic resellers have increased their activity because they now earn more per console. So basically, scalpers can buy a PS5 in Japan and flip it in the US for a much larger profit. Now, Nintendo has said they have no plans to raise the Switch price, and Microsoft declined to comment. And scalping and the exchange rate aren't just affecting PlayStation 5s. The Nintendo Switch OLED model is priced at $350 plus tax in the US, but costs 37,980 yen, roughly $290 in Japan. Hardware resellers around Tokyo currently offer to buy it for over 40,000 yen a piece, relying on that price delta for their profit. Sony's PlayStation 5 costs about 55,000 yen in stores, yet it can be resold immediately for 80,000 yen or more at retailer Noah Trading Company at Tokyo's Ikebukuro. The company boasts on its website that it generated 10 billion yen in revenue in 2020, selling electronics domestically and to countries and regions such as China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, and the US. Now, at this point, we don't know if Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo will raise the cost of their consoles. We're kind of in a different territory where the cost of manufacturing has gone up rather than down. But what I could see happen is we see more bundles come out where you have, like with the PlayStation 5, the Horizon bundle, so they can recoup a little bit of that cost. Traditionally, the console makers want to keep the price down as much as possible in order to get a larger install base. Once they have a larger install base, they recoup a lot of those costs in the software, so that's why it kind of makes sense to me just to create more bundles. And that way you can raise the cost without the consumer feeling like that they're paying more. And it looks like we may have a new console coming to the market. We have a headline here from blog.logitech.com. Logitech G and Tencent Games announce partnership to advance handheld cloud gaming. Today, Logitech G and Tencent Games announced a partnership to bring a cloud gaming handheld to market later this year, that will combine Logitech G's expertise in hardware with Tencent Games' expertise in software services. The new device will support multiple cloud gaming services, and both companies are working with Xbox Cloud Gaming and NVIDIA GeForce Now teams, so gamers can play AAA games when they are away from their console or PC. So this looks like this may be a device where it'll load the GamePass app on it, and then you can play cloud games as well as the NVIDIA app to be able to use their service. Now recently, Xbox did announce a partnership with Samsung to bring Game Pass cloud gaming to their newer TVs. Now there isn't any information about the specs of the system, but if it's cloud-based, it wouldn't need a whole lot of processing power. But we still have questions like, would it have 5G built in, and what OS would it use? And we don't know what it looks like either, but there recently was a patent that was filed back in 2020 depicting what was called a PC console. Now obviously this design could have changed since then, but I did notice in the bottom left corner on the front view it does have the Windows button, which would indicate to me that it may be using Windows as the operating system. So I guess we'll have to wait to find out what this looks like when it gets released later this year, and they'll probably do some type of tech demo of it before then. And being cloud-based and not needing as much processing power, they might be able to get this in for under the cost of what a Steam Deck is. But let me know if you're interested in something like this. It really looks like an interesting piece of hardware, and I have to wonder how well it will do. So the beta for MultiVersus released last month, and this is sort of that Smash Brothers clone by Warner Brothers. And it features a bunch of different Warner Brother properties. And we have a headline here from PC Gamer: MultiVersus already has millions of players. So shortly after the beta's launch, the game reached 142,000 concurrent players on Steam. This made it the fourth largest game on the platform and put it ahead of games like GTA 5 and Apex Legends. Now, according to PC Gamer, they had someone that played through the game and did 29 matches, and as you can see here, their rank was at almost 5 million. So this would suggest that the total player count already exceeds that. Now, the beta did open this past July, and is set to officially launch sometime in 2023. And we've already seen some balances done between different characters, and the game looks kind of interesting, and I've not tried it out yet. But if you have, leave a comment below and let us know what you think, and how do you think it stacks up against Smash Brothers. Next, we're getting closer to the end of being able to purchase games on the WiiU shop, and it looks like a couple applications are going ahead and discontinuing. We have the headline here from Nintendo Everything: YouTube Crunchyroll apps ending service on WiiU. Now for YouTube, there was a notice put on Google's website that mentioned that the app would no longer be available in October. And as for Crunchyroll, they sent out an email last week and let people know that they would be discontinuing on the Wii U on August 29th. Now, the shops for both the Wii U and the 3DS are closing on March 27th, 2023, and you won't be able to purchase any new games or be able to even purchase free stuff. But as long as they keep the servers up, you will still be able to download anything that you have already purchased. And I'm also kind of surprised that these haven't been discontinued earlier. If you've ever noticed, if you've got these apps on, say, Android or iOS, they do update quite often. And both announcements of these apps closing did mention that you can use the Switch version of these apps. But let me know if you used either one of these apps on the Wii U. I have a feeling that there's only just a handful of people that may have still used them. And finally, we have the Game Pass games coming for the first half of August. Available today, we have Ghost Recon Wildlands for cloud, console, and PC. On August 4th, we have Shenzhen IO for PC and Turbo Golf Racing for cloud, PC, and Xbox Series X and S. and this is a day 1 release. And on August 9th, we have 2 Points Campus for cloud console and PC, again the day 1 release. And then on August 11th, we have Cooking Simulator for cloud console and PC, Expeditions Rome for PC, and Off-World Trading Company for PC. Curiously enough, what piques my interest the most is Cooking Simulator. I at least want to try it out, and this is a good way to not have to buy it and can just maybe play it for half an hour. And of course, with every announcement of games coming to Game Pass, we have some that are leaving. So on August 15th, we lose Boyfriend Dungeon, Curse of the Dead Gods, Library of Runia, Starmancer, which was a game preview, and Train Sim World 2. Now, if there's any of these games that are leaving that you liked, let us all know in the comments so we can try it out before it's gone. And that's all we have for today. Did anything we cover catch your attention? Do you think we might see a price increase for all 3 consoles soon? And if you tried out MultiVersus, let us know what you think about it, as well as which is your favorite character. Make sure to drop a comment about those topics or anything else we covered today. I want to thank you for watching, and be good.